story, I guess, roused you enough, so to speak, for you to go down to Jena, Louisiana, and take part in this pilgrimage? Some are calling it a pilgrimage, some are calling it a protest. Why are you there?
Why not? Why wouldn't I be here? It's a vital issue. It's an issue of national security. It's a national security issue.
What do you mean national security? Talk about that.
Well, I mean, this is a human rights issue, and more so than terrorist threat or where Al-Qaeda may or may not be at the moment, I think the real issue with national security and priority is how the young are treated, how justice is administered in this country, and this country cannot expect it to achieve the greatness that it has the potential to achieve, or to sustain the greatness that it has achieved in the past if it intends to treat its own citizens in such a way, or to prohibit them from enjoying full citizenship, or to judge them harshly or without mercy, particularly when they're young people, when our children, when our students. It's unacceptable.
Let me ask you this: when did you get there? Did you get there today or yesterday?
I'm just getting here today. I'm just reaching today.
Have you had a chance to spend any time in the town?
I walked. We were at the fork in the road where the state troopers were, and they were directing traffic, and I walked down. So this is my first time. I've only been here for a couple of hours.
Now, the reason I ask you that,
I've only been here for a couple of hours.
And the reason I ask you that is because the people who live there, Mos Def, say, you know what, we're not racist people. We're just doing the best that we can. We have a close-knit community here. And then some are, repeating the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. What I'm wondering is if you've noticed that, and do people always act on what they know, and have you witnessed, any of that interaction in the town? That's the only reason I ask.
Well, I was at one of the local the shops here, just picking up some drinks and little sundry items, and it's a white shop owners. They were very polite. They were nice and decent. I don't think anybody's coming down here with the expectation of all of the whites down here being racist. There have been stories of people holding up Confederate flags and planting them firmly in the ground as people are coming, but I met one of Michael Bell's classmates in the store. He said, I'm a friend of Michael Bell, a young white dude. And I said, we're here to support him. So I understand how the residents feel, but they should put pressure on the people who represent them, like the district attorney and the governor of Louisiana, to really come to some real resolve on this issue, because it is a misrepresentation. I'm sure how a lot of people in this community, black or white, but white in particular, feel about this issue.
And I have one more question, Ed, and then I'm going to turn over because my partner here, Frederica Whitfield, wants to ask you a few questions. But this morning I got up and called for my mom who's down there. She read the paper and she said, heating up tensions, this is from the newspaper down there, heating up tensions were such sights as a man driving a utility truck through town with a large Confederate flag flying prominently in the back. A white man standing in front of a business saw the truck approaching, got down on his knees, and with his arms outstretched, bowed several times as the flag passed by. You mentioned the Confederate flag that you saw some people carrying now.
Yeah, no,
it's about symbolism. It's the question of symbolism of that Confederate flag and those nooses.
It's provocative. It's provocative to do that where black people are present, where there's going to be a large number of black people congregating and for a particular reason. It's not productive. It's not good for any of the citizens, black or white. It's not productive. It's played out. The racism is ridiculous.
Mos Def, let me ask you a question. It seems like there are a couple of objectives here that are being sprouted from this demonstration. One, underscoring the injustices that you were just describing, and number two, by having this kind of outpouring to perhaps help offer some pressure to win the release of Michael Bell, or at least reduce the charges imposed against him, do you feel any more confident or any more comforted that that objective will actually be met as a result of the crowd?
That has to happen. That has to happen. Why wouldn't that happen? Why wouldn't that happen? Why wouldn't these young men be released to have the charges dropped against them? If they were Jewish students who sat under the tree and the following day had swastikas or offensive racial imagery hung from those trees, and they decided to respond to that imagery with their fists, they wouldn't have charges placed against them in this country or any other country for that matter.
It's in the hands of the prosecutor, however, to make that decision according to the appellate court this week, to make this decision within the next couple of weeks. Do you believe that he might buckle or might be responsive to the outpouring today? If someone in a position of public trust like that cannot see that the responsible thing for him to do is the fair thing to do and the right thing to do as opposed to the legal thing to do, then that person doesn't need to hold that position. These are positions of public trust. They're not positions where people should use them as their own personal platforms to, push their own ideas and sentiments. This is a public trust. So yes, the prosecutor and the district attorney should have to be made to know that the responsible thing to do is the right thing to do. These are young men. There's no justification in ruining their lives over something that is ridiculous. The young man who was the object of the attack is fine. He's healthy. He's under no health risk. It's completely outrageous and absurd. So it has to be dealt with in the right and humane way. Not just in terms of what's legally acceptable, but what is humane and decent. All right, we appreciate your time, Mos Def. Thanks so much.
Very interesting, you see the story touching all parts of the community, the hip-hop community, entertainment community. Of course, yesterday, $10,000, one of the entertainers, David Bowie, $10,000. So you see that it's
for the legal defense.
And also, according to Tony and Kira, there are white faces in the crowd as well. So everyone touched by this story, and we're going to continue to follow.
Many famous and many not so famous. All right, well,